Hi everyone. Today I thought we'd just have a play. This is a relatively easy, clean and simple-ish card. We are going to be using lots of inks and stamps, so I've got some low tack tape. I've got my distress oxides that I'm going to be using, shabby shutters, crushed olive and mowed lawn. Got my brushes, a ruler, a couple of stamping blocks, and the stamps that I'm going to be using today are the Stylistic Wild Meadows from Sentimentally Yours, and I'm going to use some of the butterflies and a sentiment from the Papillion Paradise Flourish sentiments, and again that's from Sentimentally Yours. Got a 6x6 piece of white cardstock. I've got some black cardstock, some green and another piece of white. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to take in my low tack tape, just run this down corner to corner, give that a press down, take that off. And the first thing I'm going to do is take in the darkest of my oxides, which is the mowed lawn. And coming off of the edge of your glass mat, I'm just going to run some mowed lawn all the way around the edges. Don't worry about blending this in perfectly. We want this to look like a meadow. So that's the mowed lawn. And then I'm going to take in my shabby shutters. Do the same again, just dab off a little bit and then over the mowed lawn and just come up with the shabby shutters. And then we are going to go back in with the mowed lawn and just blend those two together. That's that one. And then I'm going to take in the crushed olive and we're just going to go over shabby shutters right up to where the tape finishes. And then we're going to go back over the shabby shutters and just blend that in. And that's all the ink blending that we're going to do for this card. So I'm going to take in the Stylistic Wild Meadows stamp. Just have a look and see where I would like this to go, because I want it to go, there we go, so it's going to be just before the edge of your tape. We don't want this to go onto the white cardstock. I'm just going to take in my VersaFine Onyx Black. I'll lay my stamp down about there. Give that a really nice press down. And we've got the start of our meadow. Now you can keep going, so we're going to go in again, making sure we don't go over the edge of the masking tape, and we're just going to stamp that like so. And we've got just this tiny little piece in this corner. I do need to give this a nice clean up. And now I'm going to take in the Papillion Paradise and I'm going to pick out a couple of the butterflies. So I think I'm going to have a very tiny one. So there's one, very tiny one, maybe the next size up, two, and then there's a slightly bigger one there. So you need to take in another stamping block, making sure it's the right size for the stamps that you're using, not too big, otherwise you'll find the stamping block will rock, and that's how you smudge things. So we're going to have a tiny one go in just there. Ink that up again. And I think I'll have a tiny one coming out of those florals there. I'm going to give that one a clean up. Take the next size, stamp that one up. And I'm going to go in that direction with that one. I'm not sure if this is the biggest, but it's a different shape, so. And this one I'm going to take slightly over the tape, and we're going to pop that one just there. I'm just going to pop them to one side because I am going to be using them again. And now I'm going to take in my sentiment, and the sentiment that I want to use for this card is with love. Actually, I might change my mind and use on your birthday, because I've just had another idea that would look quite pretty coming down there. Just take in the relevant stamping block a minute. I'm going to lay that down. I don't know if this is going to be on a perfect angle or not, but we will see. Not too bad, and I just missed the tape. A couple of little butterflies going on in that image as well. I'll give that one a clean up. Then I'm going to take in the with love. So again, taking in your stamping block. I'm going to stamp this one up. And this one I'm going to place, press down. So we've got with love on your birthday. So at this stage now we can remove our tape, and top tip for you, when you're removing low tack tape from your cardstock, to avoid it from actually ripping the cardstock, if you lift the edge, I was going to say as close to the card as possible, basically so that your four fingers touching the card as you're dragging it, this should come off really quite nicely without any tears. And keep going until you get to the end. Don't lift off too quick. And there we go. That can go in the bin. So already we've got quite a pretty effect going on with this card. I'm going to take back in, hopefully this is dry now, I'm going to take back in my tiniest butterfly, and I'm going to ink this up with white ink. And this is just a cheap white ink from Hobbycraft. It's a pigment ink. So I'm just going to ink that one up. And the way to do this is, I don't know if you can see this, is to hover over the butterfly until you think you've got it lined up, and then move it slightly to the left and stamp. So what has actually happened there, if you can see the tiny butterfly, is we've stamped the white slightly to the left of the butterfly. And if you want that to be more prominent, just go in and do exactly the same again. And once you've done it once, I find it's easier to do it a second time. So hover over your butterfly slightly to the left and stamp. And now you can see that even more of a faux effect going on. I hope you can see that. It does look lovely. So I'm just going to clean that one up. I'm going to take in the next size down, and I need to check which one this is. Yeah, so it's this one here. And we're going to do exactly the same with that one. We're going to ink that up with the white. Hover it over till you think you've got it in line, and this time we're going to just move to the right. So this time, this butterfly, the faux stamping, is to the left and this one's to the right. And I am going to go over that one again. I think they give off quite a nice effect. I hope you can see them. I'm going to take the biggest butterfly that we've got and place that one down. I'm going to go in with my VersaFine Onyx Black. We'll have one going this way. And if we ink that up again, go in this way. So we've got two butterflies going on there. This time we're going to choose one of our greens. I think I'll go for the Shabby Shutters. We're going to ink up our butterfly again. And we're going to do exactly the same with these. So we're going to hover over our butterfly till we think we've got it roughly lined up. This time I'm going to go to the left and I'm going to stamp. And now you can see this really pretty halo effect of the green around this butterfly. I hope you can see that. And then with our last butterfly, I think we'll go in with the crushed olive. So we're going to stamp him up again. We're going to hover over until we think we've got it roughly in line, and I'm going to move to the right. So there's our beautiful halo effect around that top butterfly. And now we're going to do the On Your Birthday. So if I mess up, this will be when it'll be, but we'll see. And I'm going to go in with the mowed lawn for this one. Make sure it's nicely stamped up. We've only got one go at this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my cardstock so that it's facing me. I'm going to hover this over my image till I get it roughly where I want it, and I'm just going to commit and press down and then lift straight off. How beautiful is that? Now I'm going to make a 6x6 card with this stamped image. So we are going to be needing to cut this down. So this is a bulk card base, and as you know, they're never what they say on the packet. This one's just over 5 3/4 by 5 1/4. 5 3/4. So it's, yeah, I'm going to cut this. It's just a slither, but it makes all the difference. You're doing your mats and layering if your cardstock isn't exact. This one I want to be exactly 5 3/4. So it was just that little bit too big, and this is even less. There, a slither. So that's exactly 5 3/4. The stamped image, I need to be 5 1/2. So I need to take 1/2 inch off of this. So I'm going to take 1/4 inch off of this side. And I'm going to rotate it and take 1/4 inch. And it doesn't matter that we've just chopped off a little bit of the butterfly. And then again with this one, 1/4 inch off of the top and 1/4 inch off of the bottom. Taking a piece of black cardstock. We know our card is 5 3/4. We're just going to take this 2/8 of an inch below 5 3/4. So that's that way, and again this way. So 5 3/4. Take it 2/8 below. So it's just going to give us a tiny little border. I'm going to pop that to one side. I'm going to take in our card. Now obviously this is white cardstock, so I've got this white core going around where the green is, and I really don't like it. So I'm going to take in, I think, the shabby shutters, and I'm going to be very careful and just do that much of it. So to me that makes all the difference. And this one I'm going to glue straight on to my card base, the black card base. And then this is going to go straight onto our card base, like so. But before I put this onto our card, little pieces of twine, and I'm just going to run a tiny bit of glue all the way down the edge of my oxide on my card. Just fold these under. And then with this one, again, I think I'm just going to glue this like so. And the last thing I want to do with this is add some gems. I've got some tiny green ones. So I've got the tiny 5mm. I'm going to put one down this end, one roughly in the middle, and one at that end. So there's 1, 2, 3. So that's those 3. Now I'm going to leave that, because what I think I will do now is I will take in my ruler, flat side down, line that up nice and level. Don't start too close to the end because you are going to want to go down there. And I'm just going to do stitching. So there we go. There's our really pretty 6x6 clean and simple-ish card that we've made right from scratch. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed having a play along. Hope you've learnt something. And until the next time, bye for now.